All right, welcome into the Wednesday mixing stream. We've got a new song here. It is called Call Me. Key and tempo are down here, so if you want to download the multitracks, as always, the link at the top of the chat or at the top of the description, you can grab the multitracks for this song completely for free, and you can mix along with the live stream here today. You can come back as well. The stream will stay up, the replay will stay up, and there's tons and tons of other multitracks on that page as well for you to grab and go back and follow along with each of the streams. So this is kind of a bigger track. We got drums, bass, electrics, acoustics, only one keyboard though, vocal, harmony, and then lots of background vocals. It's kind of a background vocal bridge section instead of like a guitar solo. So it'll be something to deal with there as well when we get there. We've got to make sure some of this panning is okay as well. Cool. All right. And then scrolling over here, I do have my mix bus processing up and ready to go. Drive on the console shaper is on, but at 0. And then mix bus compressor, I'm still using the Britcomp, the SSL style bus compressor from PreSonus. 2-to-1 ratio, 30 millisecond attack, 100 millisecond release, dB of makeup gain, because we're going to be doing about 1, 2, maybe 3 dB of reduction there. And then that's the air turning on if you can hear that. And then the threshold's at negative 1.6. Tape machine is at the end of the mix A chain here. I run this pretty close to default, 5.1 on the color. I run it on the B setting though, because it gives me the most bottom end warmth, and then 30 inches per second there. 30 ips. All right, this runs into mix B, but we'll get there when we add that in. But both of these, mix A and mix B, run into my actual mix bus here, which is just boosting everything up by about 6 dB into a negative 1 dB ceiling. And then I'll pull my main down by about 6 dB. So that limiter gives me the mastering style feel and volume to mix through, but I don't have to listen that loud, so I don't get too tired too quickly while I'm mixing. So we're going to start here. I think I'm just going to mute everything out here. And we'll come in piece by piece with all of our elements, starting with, of course, the drums. So we're going to start all the way over with the kick drum here. All right, so that limiter needs to come way down, of course. Let's see where some of our bigger peaks are. We've got one right here in the middle of the chorus. So let's pull this down to like negative 9 to start and see where we're at. That's not bad. So if we start there, I've kind of been pulling back the amount of limiting I do with one limiter these days. The way it preserves some of the transient information on the drums is really nice. I'm still inching towards grabbing like drum leveler or something for kick and snare, but we'll get there when we get there. So let's see if we're... I can dig that. Got some nice sub on the kick too, which is cool. A little bit of ringing there. Now, you know what? I want to try, every now and then I like to try a different compressor on kick drum. Let's try the SSL one and see if this can get us anything here. I'm not crazy about that. Let's try the stock one as usual. Excuse me, the stock one just feels softer to me. And I'm not crazy about that's just so much tighter. And I'll even match the makeup gain. We're going to roll with that. I'll try one more thing. We'll try the actual PreSonus SSL. That's not bad. I still like the stock one a little bit better, I think, but that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Get a little bit more control out of the stock one for sure, I think. Now, usually I go get the top end first before I start messing with the bottom. Oof. My coffee's going to kill me today. There's like no sugar in it at all. But we're going to attack the bottom end first here today. Okay, now let's match the top end. I'm curious about putting a limiter on the end, but it's not necessary. I think I like the bottom on it. Okay. Here's our snare. So let's come back on this too. Let's go 7 and see where we're at. That should be okay. Or not. Let's go to 6. Some of these big peaks on the snare here. And then we'll put this one at 9. And just kind of see. We'll probably need one more at the end of this chain, but that's okay. I would rather not push any of these limiters past like 2 or 3 and use more of them than push one of them really hard and kind of really destroy the transient on the snare. I like that. So we did a little bit of control on the way in, but now we're going to do some big boosts here in the top end. That's where we're going to need that limiter stacked at the end. I like that a lot. So that there, after we boost all that mid-range, we just need something on the end. It looks like it like -7 maybe? You could roll off some of these transients with some saturation as well if need be. Here's our overheads. I'm gonna flip to mono for a second here. Let's take a look at our toms. Do we have a big tom? Right here? Let's pull out a ton of mids there. A little bit of top. Let's make sure it's not too crazy though, with maybe one of these rolls in the chorus. And now we can check the bottom end too here. I kind of like that. Maybe just a touch less, just a half dB. And then here's our mono room. And something I tried recently, something I saw in one of the new Mix with the Masters videos, is using a little bit of Fairchild on the room mic. I like that. Let's add the stereo room. Every now and then I get curious about trying some drum bus compression. So let's try a little bit of drum bus compression here and kind of see if maybe we add just a touch of flavor here. Not crazy about that. It takes away too much bottom. Let's try the SSL one. I keep trying to find uses for this, so maybe today's the day. Not crazy about that either, but you know what we could try? is we could try some parallel compression on the bus here with the PreSonus one. So if we just slammed that, and maybe we tried it in, let's try the splitter first. I don't use this as often as I should. Kind of like that. And what if we just not crazy about it. I like the drum sound as it is. The bass could just come up quite a bit. It looks like we have one big note here. Is that what that is? Let's just grab that really quick. Same thing here. Let's just grab those as well and just bump them down. Or you know what? We could try and catch those with the multiband again. So let's do that instead. So we'll hit it with compression first. So those notes that jump out, we'll use the multiband to grab. So we'll use this multiband compressor now, post-compression, as kind of like a little cleanup tool. Even at the bottom and first, 20-to-1 ratio. now this top band, we'll do the same thing, 20:1 ratio, and we'll bring it down to control. Just the noise and stuff on the bass. And I have this distortion track here, which is literally just the amp track duplicated, excuse me. So it's everything above 180 hertz, and then it's just slammed with red light distortion. So drive all the way up on the second stage on hard tube with the output all the way down. Cool. All right, on to the piano here. Some of this stuff will already have a little bit on it. I just tend to put controlling kind of stuff on instruments as we record them. Excuse me. So this needs some top on. Same thing, you can see the electrics have a little bit on, high pass and a low pass. And it's a little pokey, so I'm going to add this multiband at the end on the guitar tamer setting here. This is just attacking 1K and above on the guitars with a 20-to-1 ratio, so kind of like limiting the top end here. As we add more instruments in, we can always bring up a little bit of the distortion bass to hear more of the top end. Here's our capo acoustic, which is kind of a nice. And this is going to be a highlight spot in, we have like a down chorus section at the end of the song, and I think we're going to end up stripping everything else out. We have a couple options. We left the piano in, and we left this. We took the acoustic to kind of fingerstyle almost there, or a little bit of picking. So it'll be a little bit of an experiment there. Couple ringing frequencies. A little bit of shine here. then same thing we did before. I'm going to throw this multi-band here, and we're going to use that same guitar tamer preset to just tap that top end and make sure it doesn't get out of control. We'll see. We might just keep the piano in there. It kind of carries more than the acoustic does, but we can always mute and unmute it to kind of see what we like best. We have this pair of chorus guitars. Let's create a bus for these really quick. And the shortcut for that is just Control-Shift-B, I think is the one I have. Yeah. I don't know if that's a custom preset. It might be. Oh, these aren't bounced yet. So these still have amps on them. And all we're actually using for the guitars here at the studio is we use the Neural DSP stuff. So either the Soldano or the Nolly stuff. Let's check. So I'm going to create a layer just in case I need to get back to it of the DIs. I always like to have a fail-safe. You know, if we do something wrong with the guitars, if something doesn't go the way it should. And then we'll commit them to a layer. And we'll bounce them. Oh. Sometimes these amps will actually knock my board off, so I'm hoping that doesn't happen while we're trying to stream. I don't know what it is. Sometimes it's the chorus, the combination of the amp sim, the chorus, and the cab, that when I bounce them all together, it just does not like it. That looks good. Let's see if we still have. Okay, still sounds okay. And then here's our other one. Same thing. Kind of nice that I have to bounce these. Gives my ears just a touch of a break at about 42 minutes in. So let's see where we're at here now. bounce that guy. After we're done mixing here, I'll update the stems, the multi-tracks for this as well, since I had to bounce these. So if you did download the multi-tracks, which if you want to mix along with the stream, this is going to stay up so you can mix along with the replay as well. The link at the top of the chat or at the top of the description, you can download these multi-tracks completely for free, and you can come back and you can mix along with the stream, or you can just use them for your own mixing practice as well. But I will update those multi-tracks when we're done with this stream here and make sure it has the bounced guitars in it. Those just needed a touch of mid-range as well. So we'll blend these in our chorus now. So we've got our two main pieces. I think I do want to put the pad in, so just another reason I'll have to update the multi-tracks here for this song. Where is it at? It would be here in bounces. Yeah, this guy, pad. And this, I believe, is in D. So this is just a drone type sound. And we're going to blend this in underneath the song. I believe it's in D to start, so we'll have to mess with that a little bit. So let's see if we go. we're here, let's just adjust the front of the song. Instrument-wise, oh, do we have a slide in on the bass? And then our drums. And where does our bass start? Our bass starts here. Let's bring the pad out to there for now and just kind of boop. All right, we will have to duplicate this guy more than once. Oh, more than once. Maybe. That kind of ends really nicely though, so we might be able to get oh, that's perfect. All right. Okay, we're just going to crossfade these guys now. So since it's just one note, kind of droned out, we can just extend it as long as we'd like and then crossfade it together because it's just one note over and over, so it's not a huge deal of sounds. Let's see how that... Perfect. We do have one spot that we'll need to change. Maybe? So let's take this, we'll crossfade it there, but let's make it to a B. And this might not be super important when we bring in all the background vocals, but right now it just feels like there's too much space. Just fills those little cracks in the track there. So that's nice. Mess with the fade probably at the end. But we'll put that on for now because we're going to have to do the drums and everything when we get to the end of the song too. So lead vocal probably next. Forever, when it's right. Cause I can't wait for... Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Don't hang the promise of an answer. Don't say that you mind. No ups and downs, I'm always around. And darling, make up your mind. Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. You know it's one of a kind. No ups and downs, call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Don't hang the promise of an answer. Don't say that you might. Cause I can't wait for never ever. Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. I like that. Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Don't hang the promise of an answer. Don't say that you might. Promise of an answer. Don't hang the promise of an answer. Don't say that you might. 'Cause I can't wait for never ever. No, call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Don't hang the promise of an answer. Don't say that you might. 'Cause I can't wait for call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Don't hang the promise of an answer. Don't say that you might. No ups and downs, I'm always around. And darling, make up your mind. Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Don't hang the promise of an answer. Don't say that you might. 'Cause I can't wait. I've always been a patient man. I've always taken my time. But I won't sit on my hands for the stars to align. I know we're taking it slow, but love, I'm ready to go. I want a life by your side. So that's our lead vocal at the moment. We've got just a touch of EQ here, high pass, boost in the top end to give it some brightness. 1176 style compressor, doing about 7 to 10 dB reduction, so really holding the vocal in place. The multiband is acting as my de-esser. Just 3K and above, just tapping those sibilance range back in. I have this EQ at the end in case I need to add bottom to the vocal. I feel like it's okay at the moment, and adding effects will definitely add more bottom as well. And then running into soothe to kind of bring down the pokey frequencies between like 2 and 5K. I let it go all the way up. It kind of attacks some sibilance range as well. Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Don't hang the promise of an answer. Don't say that you might. 'Cause I can't wait for never ever. Call me when you need forever. Call. All right, let's look at our harmony here. Call me when it's right. Don't hang the promise. Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Don't hang the 'cause I can't wait for never ever. No, I can't. Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Don't hang the promise of an answer. Don't say that you might. I'm going to over de-es the harmony here. Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Don't hang the promise of an answer. Don't say that you might. 'Cause I call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Don't hang the promise of an answer. Don't say that you might. Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Don't hang the promise of an answer. Don't say that you might. Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Don't hang the promise of an answer. Don't say that you might. 'Cause I can't wait for never ever. I can. Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Don't hang the promise. So that's our little addition for the chorus here. I'm going to run through these backgrounds. These are something that I did work on as we were recording them. So here's our first guy here. Background 1. Got a high pass going on, and then a boost at 3K and a boost at 8K. That's running into a compressor here. All these compressors are doing about the same thing, about 7 to 10 dB reduction, really squashing each vocal here so we can park them in one place. With these background vocals, they sing a line and then go into an ah, and I want them to be rock solid. I want each of them to be kind of like at one level. So when I pan them out, they'll sit nice and even, and I can pretty much move the group fader up and down to set the background vocals where I want them. And then each of them does have a de-esser on the end as well. Just grabbing some of the sibilance range there. So that's our first guy, and each of these is the same on each side. So BG1 is the same as BG2 because they're the same vocal panned left and right, or the same line. That's a different vocal on each side, but the same part. Here's 3 and 4. So same thing, high pass, a little bit higher. Bump here at 3K, bump at 8K. We've got our compressor doing 7 to 10 dB reduction. Then the multiband acting as our de-esser. That's the same on 4. Here's 5. Same thing. So it's a higher vocal, higher high pass. Bump at 3K, bump at 8K. Got our compressor holding it in place there. And then the multiband doing our de-essing there. These guys, I don't know if they are. They're mixed as well. I think we stop at about here. So I think everything from here on out needs to be mixed. So these guys will need to be retouched, but the rest of these are the same. So the first group here, these are all done. So here's our first one. Same thing. Looks pretty similar to our chorus backgrounds here. There's no de-essing because these are all oohs. Here's our second pair. So this is 9 and 10. Bump, bump. And then our compressor. And then here's 11 and 12. Same thing, higher high pass, bump at 3K, bump at 8K, and then our compressor. So those settings are the same on each of these vocals, and then from there on out, these will need to be retouched. Yeah, so let's kind of see where we're sitting here. And actually, let me reference before I get too deep into the background vocals and get lost on everything. So let's pull the reference track in, and we'll look at this second chorus here. We can get our lead vocal set. We can get our drums and instruments set and dialed in where they should be, and it'll make it easier to just blend the background vocals against the rest of the mix here. Running through those settings gave me another little break from the headphones here. If you are mixing on headphones, make sure you give your ears a little bit of air every now and then so they can kind of readjust to a natural environment before you, put those headphones back over them and seal them in. It'll get you back refreshed when you jump back into the track as well. So we're going to start with referencing here. I like to look at 50 hertz and below. This is the EQ trick here. And then kind of move up and do the bottom from there, and then jump and do the super, super top end. We're going to do this in mono. And I'm going to crank up my main here. So if you're listening on subs, if you have subs in your room, be mindful. This is going to get pretty loud for you because we're cranking up the sub area. So if you do have subs, you might want to turn everything down a little bit here because I'm cranking it up on my end. All right, here's 50 hertz and below. We're going to listen in mono, and we're going to see how our kick and our bass guitar is sitting. Okay, I want to give the kick drum a bump, but I'm going to check the octave above it first, because this is where we're boosting both of those, excuse me, low end instruments. It's about 80 hertz here. So 50 to 100 here. Both of them actually sound really, really good. So I'm happy with that there. Let's jump up and let's check the top end now. So we're going to go 8K and above first, and we're going to move down the frequency range from there. I'm pretty happy with how the bottom end turned out there. It's usually the thing you mix first that's the best, and then we ended with our vocals, so our vocals will probably need the most work as we reference here. I'm going to add just a touch more to the top end of the kick. Same thing to the snare, just a click more up top. Instruments sound good out wide as well. Here's 5K to 10K now. Vocal sounds great, actually. What does it sound like if we give the vocal one more click? I like that. I don't mind that. We might pull the instruments down a little bit. They felt a click loud in the top end as well, and they felt a click loud there. I want to see once we get everything in if the lead vocal and the drums are kind of getting overshadowed. We'll see here though. Sounds okay there. We might be okay volume-wise with everything. We'll see here. Again, we still have to add background vocals, so... Instruments feel great there, so excuse me, keep clearing my throat, drinking black coffee and getting all dried out. Yeah, I'm feeling really, really good about that. So let's come back down. Let's blend our background vocals in. Cool. All right, so we have these last pair here that we got to kind of blend in. These last three pairs. Here's our first one. And we're going to click this to 0 for the moment. right, let's blend those with the rest of them so far. That's not what I meant to do. Cool, and then we have some, actually, do these guys need to be tuned still?
Bow now now, bow now now, bow now 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 now, bow now now, bow now now, bow now now.
Let's check them really quick. They do indeed, and where's our last guy at? So we're going to do everything except for that last note, because the last note changes keys.
Bow now now, bow now now, bow now 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 now, bow now 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 now, bow now 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 now, bow 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 now now no no no, bow now now, bow now now. Bow now now no no no, bow now now, bow now now no no no, bow now now, bow now now, bow now now, bow now now no no no, bow now now, bow now now, bow now now no no no, bow now now, bow now now, bow now now no no no, bow now now no no no, bow.
Okay, that one's good. Let's do its double. So there's just that one spot in the track where it changes keys there. So we have to be mindful of that while we're going through and doing stuff like this.
Bow now now, bow now now, bow now now no no no, bow now now, bow now now, bow now now no no no, bow now now, bow now now, bow now now no no no, bow. Bow now now, bow now now no no no, bow.
A little bit different timing on the slide up, but that's not too bad. That's not a big deal.
Bow now now, bow now now.
And then what are these guys doing? These guys actually need a little bit of volume as well. So we have that quick note that jumps up. Sometimes Melodyne won't catch quick stuff like that, which is okay, because more often than not, you can just leave something like that alone. This looks like we can, yeah, because that note's shared between the two keys. Perfect, perfect. Take a look on our second one here. Hey, Nikki, cover song of Mama, I'm Coming Home. Oh, yeah, because, Ozzy just passed. That would be a good cover song for sure. All right, same thing here, just these short ones. Cool, and right here. And that's the last one. Cool. Let's zoom back out here. A little more. All right. Cool. Now we should have these. Cool. And let's just bounce all of these. Cool. All right. Now let's get these into the background vocal mix here.
Bow now now. Bow now now. Bow now 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 now. Bow 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 now 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 now. Bow now now. Bow now now. Bow now 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 now. Bow now now. Bow now now. Bow now 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 now. Bow now now. Bow now 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 now.
Need a little more volume on it.
Bow now now. Bow now now. Bow now 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 now. Bow now now. Bow now now. Bow now 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 now. Bow now now. Bow now now. Bow now 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 now.
Cool, we've got one more pair here left. Let's see what these guys are doing. More static ahs. One second. All right. Let's get this last pair back in. Can we do that song? Yeah, we'll have to see if we can do a cover of that one. Let's get some multi-tracks for that one. Cool Ozzy song. I didn't mix it on stream, but we did do a cover of Paranoid. That was the Ozzy song we picked for a little tribute to Ozzy with his passing. What a legend for sure. Defined that genre, created that genre pretty much. All right. Let's see where we're at here. A little bit of ringing going on there, so we'll take care of that before we make these a pair and blend them into the track. All right, let's blend these last two guys in, and we should be all set to go here now with these backgrounds. All right, let's blend that back in. See how it's sounding in the track here now. And then that pad gets really loud at the end. All right, so all of these need to come in like way farther. So let's quickly do that. Sometimes the endpoint's just an estimate as you're kind of building out the track. Once you get everything leveled in the way you want it, it's way easier to kind of hear where the track's going to fade to. So let's try that and see how we sound. Let's fade that out a little smoother there. Cool. All right, I do want to set a start point really quick. We got to add effects, and we got to finish this thing up. Okay, getting our reverb. Nikki, you want to see the drum tracks for that song? I don't remember who's drumming on that song. An Ozzy solo track? I don't know who that would be. I know we're taking it slow, but I've always been a patient man. I've always taken my time, but I won't sit in my hands for the stars to align. I know we're taking it slow, but love, I'm ready to go. I want a life by your side. No ins and outs, not an inch of doubt. So briefly here, kind of as I'm dialing these in, let me explain the effects that are going on. This is the last one I'm going to dial in for the lead vocal. It's just a stereo quarter note delay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it off by 10 milliseconds on each side. So this is the delay on the left. And instead of 428, we'll make it 418 milliseconds. And then here's the delay on the right. So instead of 428, we'll make it 438. So on each side, we're split off by 10 milliseconds from a quarter note. And that's going to give us a stereo effect. And this is just using the splitter tool on channel split, so I have access to the left and the right channel. And then at the very, very end of this chain, we have a compressor. I've always been a patient man. I've always taken my time. It's side chained to the lead vocal. So when the lead vocal's going, this stereo delay is going to be compressed by about 8 dB. And then when the vocal stops, this delay will come up and kind of fill the little gaps in between. I like things like this that are panned wide, like the pad, right? The pad's just there consistently to fill the gaps between our guitars and keys, and it makes the track feel smoother. I like doing the same kind of thing with the stereo delay here as well. So we're going to do this in the first verse. I've always been a patient man. I've always taken my time. One thing I want to try is I want to try side chaining the backgrounds with the lead vocal. So if we go, where are we at on the delay? So they kind of sit in the same time, 30 and 80. Let's try like 15 and 80. Kind of see where we sit there. And we're going to side chain from, again, from the lead vocal.
Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Don't make the promise of an answer. Don't say that you might. 'Cause I can't wait for never ever. I can't waste time. I'll give you my love. I'll give you my heart. Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Don't make the promise of an answer. Don't say that you might. 'Cause I can't wait for never ever. I can't waste time. I'll give you my love. I'll give you my heart. I promise not to leave your behind. Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Don't make the promise of an answer. Don't say that you might. And wait for never. Darling, make up your mind. Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Don't make the promise of an answer. Don't say that you might. 'Cause I can't wait for never ever. I can't waste time. I'll give you my love. I'll give you my heart. I promise not.
It looks like my thing popped out there for a second. Sometimes that happens if I get a phone call or something.
Not to leave your side. Now you know exactly where I stand. Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Don't make the promise of an answer. Don't say that you might. 'Cause I can't wait for never ever. I can't waste time. I'll give you my love. I'll give you my heart. I promise not to leave your side. Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. My hands for the stars to align.
All right, last thing I'm going to add, last thing effect-wise, is the sun plate here. Just a little bit of plate word. You can't mix the song without the hi-hat mic. There is no hi-hat mic. It's something I do that's a little bit different. I guess I don't mic the hi-hat for me.
But I would say to my hands for the stars to align. I know we're taking it slow, but love 'em.
For me, that's plenty of hi-hat from just the overheads, the room, and the snare, because we're not sampling the snare or anything, so we get all the hi-hat bleed from the snare and the kick drum. There's no samples on any of the drums, so we get hi-hat bleed and cymbal bleed across the kit, and that feels really natural to me, and I like that. Some people don't. I understand if you prefer a hi-hat mic, but there is not one on this one.
I've always been a patient man. I've always taken my time. But I would say to my hands, I've always been a patient man. I've always taken my time.
Okay, last thing we're going to mix in here is some parallel on the entire mix. So I've got my mix bus sending to a parallel bus here. So mix A, this is my pseudo mix bus here before both of them actually go into a mix bus. And it's sending full signal to mix B here, which just has a 33609 style compressor on it, 2-to-1 ratio, -10 on the threshold, adding 8 dB gain, because we're going to do about 7 to 10 dB reduction here, 100 millisecond recovery. And then after that, I've got a Neve style EQ doing 3 dB at 60 and 3 dB at 7K. So adding a little bit more bottom and a little bit more top. We're going to blend that in underneath the entire track here.
Call me when you need forever. Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Darling, the promise of an answer. Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right.
So that's what that sounds like. So you can see the main things it gives us is it gives us a super consistent vocal that comes up underneath, and it gives us more punch out of the kick and snare.
Call me when it's right. Darling, the promise of an answer. Don't say that you might. 'Cause I can't wait for never ever. I can't waste time. I'll give you my love. I'll give you my heart. I promise not to leave your side. Call me when you need forever. Call me when it's right. Darling, the promise of an answer. Don't say that you might.
All right, we're going to listen to this whole track all the way through now. So back to the beginning. I'm actually going to bump this to 0 here. So I'm going to listen all... What mic did I use on the acoustic and on the bass amp? On the acoustic, it is an AKG P220. You can see it straight back in the room in front of the chair. That's where we mic acoustic. Honestly, every time I use it, I don't like the way it sounds. And then I get it in the mix and I love the way it sounds. So it's just something that mixes really well, and it doesn't necessarily sound great on its own, but I love the way it takes top end. It just usually feels a little bit too sharp and a little bit too boomy when I track it, but then the way it sits in the mix is really nice on acoustic. So one of my favorites on acoustic. And on the bass amp, there is no bass amp mic. All I'm doing here with the bass DI and bass amp is these are all the DI, just processed a little bit differently. So splitting the signal, so we have the bottom end, the top end, and then a distortion track. That's all we're doing there with the bass. So the DI just set through this frequency split trick. Okay, so back to 0 here. We're going to listen through the entire track. Quickly adjust the volume on the stream. So you guys will be hearing it at the same level here. I'm just going to listen a little bit louder now. So full signal. And let's see what this track is made of.
I've always been a patient man. I've always taken my time, but I won't sit in my hands for the stars to align. I know we're taking it slow,
Okay, I'm pretty happy with how that's sounding on headphones. I was messing with the background vocals a little bit, trying to get the balance right. I don't want to have to go in and automate that. I want that compressor to work. We're going to see how it sounds on the speakers. If I have to go in and automate those up and down, I will. I want the actual, like, kind of harmony lines where it's actual lyrics, the lyric lines in the background vocals. I want those to come through a little bit louder, and then I want the actual ahs to sit back underneath the lead vocal. So just messing with that compressor level a little bit. Yeah, the one thing I did notice, I thought that bass was okay going into the outro section, but I do need to pop that in real quick. So we are going to grab a previous section here to paste that in. Nick, you said you use a 57 on acoustic. 57 is okay, but I really like the top end of a condenser on acoustic, which is why I reach for like the AKG, or sometimes even this mic here. This is a Lewitt 540. I like the pretty top end, so anything like a condenser that gives me that top end sheen, I like having that out the door. But the mid-range of a 57 is pretty unparalleled. It's a good choice for acoustic as well. Sometimes you just miss a little bit of the top end, but it definitely gives you some mid-range to cut through, which is nice. So let's pop in that outro section there, and we'll just grab the first bar here. Make these a group. And that actually sits like perfectly. Oh, not what I meant to do. Let's hear that in the track.
Promise not to leave your side.
Cool. All right. The only other thing I was... Okay, what if we just take this first... Not all of them, though. This first slide up, and we just mute out the distortion track. Does it sound smoother? Okay, that sounds better. A little bit too much distortion there as we slid in on that first piece. All right, so let's listen now one more time all the way through. But we're going to listen on the mains here in the room. So I'm okay with it on headphones. I'm going to flip to speakers here in the room. And we're going to do one more full listen through on the mains here in the room. And as long as everything is good here, we are going to call this track done. So here's one more full listen through on the speakers here in the room.
It's
right, I'm liking it. By the end, everything felt really really nice. I added a touch more top end, like 8K on the chorus backgrounds, and I did click just overall the bridge backgrounds up a little bit. Everything else felt really really good. Sometimes I feel like we pack too much into these sections, like the chorus and the bridge, but I like the extra energy, and I like the lift. I like the way it goes from the chorus into the bridge, and then it just comes all the way back down for that down chorus before we roll back in. I like the way it slams up. The background vocal balance felt good in the pre-chorus as well. These should be in a separate folder though, so let me fix this real quick. And then these need to be backed into a folder and in the ooze. We'll check one more time just to make sure those are okay.
Give you my love, give you my heart. I promise not to leave your side.
Cool, that feels good. All right, I think we are going to call that one there. Everything feels really, really great on that now. I'm happy with how everything came out on this track. We got our start and end points set there. So that is... Oh, that's the same message from before there. 57 on your acoustic. Yeah, 57 is cool on acoustic. Like I said, I like the AKG there on acoustic. The top end on it's really, really pretty, really, really sweet. Same thing here with the Lewitt. Thank you guys for hanging out in the chat here. Nikki, I appreciate all the questions and stuff. Very, very cool. That's it for this one here. I'm happy with how that mix turned out. If you want to mix along with the stream here, the link at the top of the chat or at the top of the description, you can download the multi-tracks for the song. I'm going to update them here after I get off the stream because we tuned some background vocals and we bounced some guitars through amplifiers, so we'll have to update those. But other than that, that is going to do it for this one. Make sure you grab those multi-tracks completely for free. Links back to all the streams. There's tons of other multi-tracks on that page as well, so you can mix along with any of the various streams, or you can just grab any of the multi-tracks for your own mixing practice as well. I hope these are helpful for you. I try to do them every Wednesday at 1 p.m. We went for 2 hours today. It's usually between like an hour and 2 hours that we end up going. This was a bigger track, so 2 hours here. I hope these are helpful for you. Trying to do them every week. Sometimes I miss a week, sometimes I have a client, but other than that, I will be here every Wednesday at 1 p.m. to do these streams with you. You can grab the multi-tracks, you can mix along, and we can get a final mix here together. Can you do Ozzy? Yeah, Nikki, you want us to do the Mama I'm Coming Home, the Ozzy track. We'll see if we can do that so you can mix along here, but we've got a whole bunch of tracks that we're working on through, so it might be a little while before we do that one, but for sure a good idea, good Ozzy song, and a good tribute to another legend we lost. That's going to do it for this one here. Thank you for joining me for another stream, and I will see you in another one very, very soon.